All right, what's up, guys? We're hopping on a live stream here at Southeastern 14 to talk about the EA Sports 25 college football video game is back. And if you see Max Barr over there, all smiles, it's because Max is like Pat McAfee right now. He doesn't even have a desk chair to sit in because he's moving. He's standing up. He's so excited, and he was jacked up. You should have seen it. We're listening to his play-by-play, watching this thing. Max is jacked up for this new game, and so are we. Chase Robinson, of course, joins us as well. We're gonna have some fun with this. We're gonna give you just our thoughts on as much as we can on a 1 minute and 57 second trailer video, but we want you guys to share your thoughts on what you're most excited about with the return of EA Sports college football video game coming soon, July the 19th. Max, are you okay over there?
Listen, Blake, there's one thing that I like just as much as college basketball. It's video games. Are you kidding me with this thing? That looks amazing. That looks incredible. I think the first thing that I told you guys right after we were watching it, the atmospheres, like the locker rooms, the walkouts, the songs. I'm trying not to get too excited here. I'm trying to regulate.
You got 2 months. I mean, you gotta wait a little while. So, Chase, I know you were talking about. We can jump right in. Like you were talking about. That's what we said. Like if you're gonna do a college football video game, like the atmosphere has to be the biggest part. But you were talking about like the Jacksonville State and like them doing the actual recording of the bands playing and all that. Like, come on, I'm sold.
Yeah, I mean, you got to make college football is all about atmospheres. We know that. So EA Sports had the great idea that they would record the actual marching bands. I knew about this from Jacksonville State, from covering them, that their band recorded the fight song and the songs that they played during the game. And EA Sports did that for all the schools that are in this. So it's going to be the actual bands playing the fight songs and the music during the game. That's incredible. What an awesome feature to add to that game, just to add to the atmosphere. But yeah, this is incredible.
Yeah, and I know. Look, this was the big concern for people. As Elijah says here, like is it just going to be Madden like in another? Madden's. Come on, we're not in exactly the golden era of Madden. I don't think these days, and so people are not wanting just a Madden Part 2, just with college uniforms and all that. But I think that's always something that's been tough, like with Madden, is how do you – the atmosphere is just different than it is like college. Like if you're going to do a college game, like you've got to have, like you said, Chase, like the atmosphere has to be the best part because that is what the college game is all about. Yeah, by the way, Roman's here, a proud member of the It Just Means More tier at Southeastern 14. We always appreciate Roman joining the live streams here. But yeah – I mean, that was the first thing that stood out. I think that was the first SEC part of the trailer. So if you haven't watched it yet, guys, hop in, watch it. It's 1 minute, 57 seconds. Come back, enjoy the conversation here. But Texas A&M was the first one, and they showed the crowd and just like it was incredible. Now you got a lot more SEC stuff after that, but yeah, I wonder how deep they go into it. But I think it's going to be incredible, and that's what I always liked about the NCAA games. Like there were some of the games that had like home field advantage. Remember Chase? Like it was they'd have the little bar up there or whatever, and it would go all the way up. If you're all of a sudden you score 2 touchdowns and the home field advantage at the top or whatever. But I hope there's like a way to separate that because again, there's a difference in playing at A&M versus I'm not going to mention another school because I don't want their fan base to come in and attack us, but somewhere else. And so
Right.
I hope there's that difference in there because that would definitely hit all the marks on the atmosphere.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be because, like we said, that's such an important part of college football. But yeah, I think from what I've read, just leading up to this, they're taking traditions and putting them in this video game, which I think is huge. Because fans love their traditions, and if they get to do that in a video game, that's incredible.
Dylan, I did not mean Vanderbilt. That was not who I was insinuating here, okay? I was actually, the first team I thought of was a team like in the MAC, and so I don't want to knock the MAC either, but like I was not thinking of Vanderbilt, okay? I was not knocking anyone. So just pointing out some atmospheres are better than others. Maybe the Vanderbilt's atmosphere will be great in this game. Because here's the deal. Vanderbilt's atmosphere will be great in this game if you do what I did about, 15, 20 years ago. Really aging myself here. It's when, but I'm pretty sure I took over Vanderbilt at one point in a college football dynasty and got them to number 1 in the country. So that's also the fun of this thing. The atmosphere will be great depending on who you choose for your dynasty mode. And Elijah, ready to see the balls run through the tee.
Let's go.
Getting Mac, I can already tell Mac getting fired up just thinking about this. But this is the whole point of this thing, right? They revealed this thing 2 months ahead of time, knowing that. I'm telling you right now, you guys, I'm sure saw the prices that they put out there on how much the deluxe version and all this is going to cost. You could put that game on the streets today for $300. They would pay. I may think about it. We may all split the cost here at Southeastern 14 and just go. I'm just saying. So, it's going to be a lot of fun. So.
It's bringing back such, for those of us like myself who stayed up to all hours of the night. I was in season 2042 or something on NCAA 14. Winning national championships. It just brings back a lot of nostalgia. There's finally another game. We've been waiting so long. I don't have a system to play it on or anything, but I'll have to find a way to play it because, it just brings back so many memories. I mean, such fun times playing this game.
One thing that I loved so much about the original games, and I played them all on GameCube, and my brother has a GameCube still. The amount of money he spends on GameCube games, we're not gonna talk about. But he lives about 2 hours away from me. Anytime we visit each other, it's not let's go out to this, let's go out to that. It's bring the GameCube, bring the NCAA games. We're playing all night. And one thing that I hope is I love the realistic, everything like that. But one reason why I loved those NCAA games is you could run for 500 yards and 8 touchdowns with one guy. I hope they still kind of have a little piece of that kind of arcadey, very video gamey, but I'm just excited it's back.
I feel like Madden has that option where you can do the arcade or simulation mode, however the game style or whatever. So surely they'll have that because I think that's always the fun part. It's okay, my quarterback just threw for his 9th touchdown in the first half, and he's on his way to a Heisman. That's how Max likes to play. I'm ultimate realism guy where I'm the kind of guy who's out there looking for sliders, game sliders for an hour, trying to figure out, okay, I want to make sure this guy gets 28 yards rushing. He can't get 29 because that will throw my entire league off. So I want to make sure that doesn't happen. But yeah, by the way, you can, if you guys, I'm sure if you're watching this, but you can get the game 3 days early for the Deluxe edition. And I think there was some other kind of version, the Heisman edition or whatever it was. You can get that on July 16th. So less than 2 months away if you do it on July 16th, right? Because it's May 17th. So technically you can get that a couple days early. But yeah, Kentucky fans, I think was there a Kentucky part in there? I want to say there was a Kentucky part. I felt like I saw that somewhere. It was short, but I saw blue and white somewhere. I don't know if it was Kentucky or someone else. But yeah, I think that was part of it. And as always, Elijah asking this question.
Yeah.
The microtransactions. This is, again, think back in the day, I'm an older gentleman here. And so it's back in the day, I'm what in the world is a microtransaction? Imagine if you're playing NCAA football 2004 and someone's saying, okay, what about this microtransaction? What are you talking about? I'm just in here trying to play with Chris Winkie or something in Florida State. And so it's what are you, I don't know what they're going to do, but this dynasty mode, all you have to do for me is just make dynasty mode what it was in NCAA football 14 and every game before that. I don't care about anything else in the game. I just want to pick a team. I want to play as many seasons as I can, like Chase said, or 2042. Give me as many seasons as I can with the team. You can put any other mode in this game you want. I don't care about anything else. I'm sure there's the little, I haven't looked at all the details, but I'm sure there's the single player where you create a player like you do in Madden, and it's you go through the seat or get drafted and all that kind of stuff. I assume there's something like that in here, but people can weigh in the comments if that's the case. But just give me the dynasty mode. Let me pick a team, and don't make me pay for anything to do that. I've already paid for the game. Don't make me pay for anything else to do it. So.
Okay, so I got some news on some
Road to Glory. There it is. That's what I was trying to think of. Road to Glory. There you go.
Yeah.
some features that we have here coming to this game.
Yeah,
So,
give me some features.
Yeah, the game is going to feature a new system called Campus IQ. It includes faster-paced gameplay reflective of college football, all new wear and tear system with fatigue and injuries playing a role. Backups and subs will have to be taken into the strategy. Pre-snap recognition. This is a cool one. Pre-snap recognition is going to be easier for seniors, more difficult for freshmen.
I like that.
That's cool. And then the last one, home field advantage, shaky camera when you're on the road.
Nice.
Yes. That's what I'm here
Bang.
for. The shaky
Bang.
camera. You're always like, you pull up your play call and you're hitting the right trigger or whatever, and you're pulling up the play call and like you got the guy on the curl route, and that thing looks like it's going out to like, 80 yards down the field. He's like, wait a second, is he running the curls? Is he running, the Hail Mary play here? What's he running? And so I like that they're bringing that back. That's always the best part.
Well, Blake,
Who are you going to play with, Max? Who's the first team? We're going to put you on the spot here. Who are you playing with? You're making a dynasty. We're going to do a vote, by the way. We're contemplating with some game night stuff here at Southeastern 14 live. But Max, we're going to put you on the spot. Who's the first team you're playing with? Doesn't have to be an SEC team.
Quick backstory. Grew up in Binghamton. Terrible place. Don't grow up there. But they don't have a football team.
So I don't think they're in the game.
Me and my brother would do is we would create the fake team. So we had a Binghamton Bearcats dynasty. Safe to say that's not going to be happening again, Blake. If I had to pick a team real quick, Vandy.
Of course.
We're taking them to the Natty. Year one.
I mean, it's not a bad idea.
I like picking a bad team.
I get it. Like, that's always, I try to always pick a team like in the middle. Because, like, I don't want to just go out and just, because then I feel like it's unrealistic. If I go out in year one and I'm not saying Vandy if Dylan's still in here, but let's say I'm a team that is ranked lower overall than many other teams, and I go out and I'm beating Alabama by 3 touchdowns, in game 2. Like, I don't feel like that's realistic. So I don't want to do that. Like, I'm okay losing some games. So I want a team that's kind of in the middle somewhere. So Elijah's going to go with App State. I like that. That's an interesting one. I'm curious to see like how those environments are too. Because look, App State
got in the trailer.
We know what. Yeah, they did. So that did look good actually. They did make a good point of that. So I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think of like an SEC, and I know like if I pick an SEC team that I say I want to pick a team in the middle, I'm going to insult someone because someone's going to be like, wait a second, my team is not going to be in the middle of the SEC. It's going to be up here. So I'll think about it for a second. Chase, what are you thinking on?
First team I would play with is my alma mater, or almost alma mater of Jacksonville State, the Gamecocks. First year in the FBS, first time in a video game. That's exciting. So I'm gonna pretend to be Rich Rod calling plays for the Jacksonville State offense.
Yep. That's it. Also, I didn't realize they had pants above the knees. Yes. It's the little details. We got to go back and watch the little details on the second watch here. But yeah, that was I love like how much we are invested in this, like everything from what do you got, Max?
Got some more features. Shout out to the Sidelines Alabama account throwing all these features out there. Thank you.
Give me all of them.
Okay, EA Sports confirms that they will include Team Builder mode, the feature that allows users to create their own teams, create their own uniforms, helmets, and fields on the official Team Builder website.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Nice.
So that makes it easier.
We are the Binghamton Bearcats.
What conference are you going to join? Who are you going to replace? You're going to join the SEC. Who are you going to replace in the SEC?
It'll just be Southeastern 17.
No, you got to replace somebody. You got to kick someone
out. I can't say that. Someone's going to get mad at me.
I know. That's why I was trying to make you pick. So, all right. You don't have to kick anyone out.
But
We'll do
like,
Survivor
you like
mode.
make your whole stadiums.
Surely they have create a stadium in there, don't they?
You know,
They've got to. That's a huge part.
If you can create a team, you got to be able to create a stadium, I would assume. So,
playing on the beach.
Sure, why not? I'm all for that. But trying to think, like I said, I'm trying to think of what other stuff. Like, I'm trying to think of like the most memorable dynasty things I've ever had in a college football game. There was one actually. What?
More features.
Okay, what else you got?
College Football 25 will feature 4 game modes: Dynasty, Road to Glory, College Football Ultimate Team, and then Road to the College Football Playoff.
What is Ultimate Team?
That's like where all the microtransactions come.
Yeah, that's the microtransaction stuff. That's like the online whatever.
Keep it out of
the Road to the Playoff. I wonder if that's like a. I don't know what that is. We'll find
Maybe
out.
like just one season.
Yeah, I wonder if it's just like something where you just play like a series of games or a season. But yeah, so we'll see. There you go. Ty, jumping in. A lowly program, someone who's down but has the resources, build them up, build a foundation. Arkansas. Give me the Hogs in year 1. Dynasty. That's not a bad choice. I'm trying to think of like who else. I mean, Mississippi State, I think, would qualify. Rebuilding.
You know what would be cool with that dynasty, or no, the ultimate team though? I know with every ultimate team, it's always like you can pay to buy like the currency that the ultimate team uses. But one cool thing that that FIFA does, I know, is like they do like a team of the week and like release cards or players every week that just had a really good performance. So like say your favorite player just goes off, the next week you might be able to play with him with like an enhanced card. I don't know. That could be cool.
Maybe. It's not a bad idea. Here's an interesting thought. Let me look at this here. So Elijah's saying maybe it's just like you just take control of a team that made the playoff, recreate the season or something like that. I think that's interesting. But here's the one I was waiting for. So I know nothing about the recruiting system in this game. But what I want, and even if it's not introduced this year, in future versions, give me an option to where when I go recruit a player, I submit an offer, an NIL offer for this guy. And I mean, like they give you a budget. Like that's got to be in there in the future, right? Because this is all part of the game now. Like give me a budget to work with. If I see, the next Johnny Manziel out here on the recruiting wire, and I'm thinking I got $2.5 million to work with, I still got to fill the offensive line. I need a tight end, and I got to have a quarterback. Apologies to the offensive line and the tight end. I'm spending $2.4 million on Manziel, and I'm spending the other $1 million somehow between those other positions. So I wonder how the recruiting is going to work, Chase. That's what I'm curious about.
I'm curious if there's going to be, if they're making this realistic, if there's going to be tampering. Am I going to have a chance to go try to talk to a guy before he enters the portal? I mean, if they can make this realistic, I mean, it's real questions here.
Sorry, I know this guy is available, but apologies. Dabo Sweeney actually contacted him 6 months ago, and he's already headed to Clemson. Apologies, he's not available. So,
I am curious though what the recruiting is going to look like, and are we going to have a portal? Are we going to have NIL, or how is that going to be utilized in dynasty mode? Like, so many questions. Just the way the landscape of college football is.
I do think I saw something on the portal. Now I don't know the exact specifics, but I saw somewhere. Max, see if you can Google this maybe. Transfer portal NCAA 25 or whatever it is.
What happens if your star quarterback is the portal?
Yeah, I feel like you have to have the transfer portal in there. I think they've already confirmed that, but I don't know how it's going to work. Like, I'm curious exactly. Again, like, how do you? I think that may be the most exciting part of this. Yeah, here you go. So they did confirm the portal and high school recruiting, but like, I'm very curious to see how you actually put that into effect. Like, what are the ways you actually convince a guy to stay, or how do you convince someone to transfer there?
Yeah.
Chris. So Chris is not on the stream, as you can tell. because as Chris just texted us, let me read it straight from the text message. Have never played this game in my life, but watching you guys now. So if you're wondering about where Chris stands on this, we're going to make Chris play this game on game night here at Southeastern 14. And it's going to be glorious to see him throw a couple passes. But you got to have opt-outs for bowl games too. Sorry. I know you're playing in the national championship, but your quarterback has decided that he's going to make $5 million somewhere else, and he's out of here. So, yeah, I wonder if that's going to be the case. But, yeah.
Look at this one. Why was the only clip? Oh my God. Someone getting ripped out of their shoes.
Well, somebody's got to be on the opposite end of, the highlight plays in the trailer videos. Always. Somebody's got to be on the opposite end. It just happened to be South Carolina. Sorry, Gamecock fans. Maybe we'll start a dynasty with South Carolina to help you out. So, Boise State checking in. Jesse, yeah, how's the field going to look for Boise State? It should be tremendous. So,
I wonder how the playbooks will look. Because the game's changed.
I wonder if it'll just be a copy and paste from Madden, but you can't really do that with college. I feel like now you've got to have a little more. It wasn't always that way. I don't think. Like Chase, like there were different plays, like they were called different things, but I think for the most part, it feels like it's always been pretty similar to what they have in Madden. But
yeah, I think so. I'm sure they'll change some names, but yeah, I imagine it'll be a lot of the same.
Here's a question: 3rd down and medium to long. Probably you can't run. Okay, you can't run, but it's not crazy. What is your go-to play?
Jalen Milroe.
What?
Jalen Milroe. I don't care what the play is. Sorry, Auburn fans, if you're checking in, you're checking out now. But whatever Alabama did in the Iron Bowl, that's probably any of the play. I don't care what team it is. Again, apologies to Auburn fans. I'm not trying to bring this up. If Donovan's out there watching on replay, this is not a shot at you, Donovan. But if you're asking me for a 3rd and long play, that's the one I've seen that works the best. So,
the long ball, I know in NCAA 14, the long ball is usually very successful. When you just drop back and let it fly, most of the time it's going to be a catch and it's going to be 6 points.
Yeah, I agree.
In the last one, though, the triple option was like a cheat code.
The option's interesting in the games these days because you've got to, obviously they've changed it up a little bit, but it feels it's more realistic than it used to be. Like it's a lot more read and react type stuff, and I like the way they've done the option now in these games. But
also, I've got to say, I really like Chris Fowler. That he's a part of the game. I think that's huge. He's fantastic, and hearing his voice at the beginning of that trailer, good stuff.
Who is the play-by-play in color for the games?
I think Fowler and Herbstreit.
I think it is Herbstreit.
Right, yeah, and I know there's several other. There's a studio host, and I know David Pollock's in it, and a couple of the other ones.
Got to get Gus Johnson out there for a call, though.
Fowler and Herbstreit are on the call. Reese Davis, Jesse Palmer, David Pollock are going to take. Well, hold on. It says. Okay, so Fowler and I like this actually. Fowler and Herbstreit are on the call for the marquee matchups, while Reese Davis, Jesse Palmer, and David Pollock take the mic for all other games. So I like the fact that they're doing that's more realistic too. Like that's the way. I don't know. There are other games that have done that. Like
I don't know if y'all
2K rotates commentary and stuff. I think so. Yeah.
I don't know if y'all remember if y'all played the college basketball video game that came out in 2010, but you could pick if you're on CBS or ESPN. I thought that was
that's right.
Great
feature.
You
could do that too.
Because Gus Johnson was on CBS, and I forgot who the ESPN one was, but you could pick what network.
Cover, right?
Who was that? That's the Blake Griffin one?
I think that's the Blake Griffin one.
Yeah.
Maybe it was. Yeah. No, I like that they rotate like for the marquee games because I think it's like MLB The Show too. Like they don't have a different commentary team, I don't think, or maybe they do now. I don't remember, but like they rotate like the overlays, like the graphics for like you're on. Okay, like it's the game of the week or whatever, but then you have like the regional sports networks and all that kind of stuff. Like I wonder if the overlays change and like it's a different presentation, which it sounds like it is if you're doing different commentary teams for the big games. So the game day aspect. I assume they have like they used to have like the pre-game show, halftime stuff, all that. I assume that's back in. So
I just hope they have a hit stick. That's the only way I tackle. No dives, no normal tackles. It's hit stick everything.
No form tackling from
Nope.
Max Barr. He just uses the right stick, pushes it up,
Boom,
and
boom,
just
boom.
charges over everybody, which is going to lead. I hope you do that, and I hope we play against each other because I'm going to score because you're going to miss so many tackles
Yep.
doing it that way, and it's going to be great. So,
It'll happen.
yeah, so definitely. I think is Desmond Howard. Okay, so it looks like Desmond Howard may be in there somewhere too. Kevin Connors maybe. So yeah,
Is there
maybe there's
like
more than that.
classical teams, like throwbacks? Like you can do that in. I know you do
They
that
used to
in
have
NBA
those.
2K. You can play with all the classic teams. I probably don't have it here, but that would be cool.
I wonder. I know they used to have it, but I wonder how hard that is now because of
Yeah.
obviously you have to, get. I don't know because you have to like get players licensed, like, and you have to
Yeah.
get permission. And like football, there's more players than there's basketball or something. I don't know. Like I wonder how hard that would be. But
One thing I don't like about the game, and this is the
Uh-oh.
only thing, is the cover. I'm not a
okay.
fan. Not a fan of the cover. Three different players. I'm all right with Quinn Ewers, but the other two, and I know you got to have somebody Michigan on there because they won the national championship. But to me, you got to at least make a bowl game to get on the cover. And Travis Hunter did not do that, and probably will never in his time at Colorado. So I feel like we could have. And I like the deluxe edition cover with the players coming out of the tunnel. That's great. I love that. The one that was released for the regular one that came out yesterday, not a fan of it. That's the only complaint I have, though.
When did video games start throwing all these players on the game? It was always one player.
So,
I mean, you can't Madden curse 3 players. It was always a Madden curse was one guy.
All right, so I've been pulling this up while you guys have been talking because I wanted to look back at this. So 14, it was Denard Robinson, one guy. Now, you had RG3 and Barry Sanders on the 2013 edition, but I think that was, again, they just want to add in the classic. You had Mark Ingram on NCAA Football 12. I don't know where 11's at, but on 10, you had Michael Crabtree. Mark Sanchez was also, or maybe that was an alternate, or he was the PSP version of NCAA Football 10. Brian Arakpo was on the PlayStation 2 cover of NCAA 3. So they had different platforms. Darren McFadden, 2009, Arkansas fans, remember that one. Sparty was on the Wii cover. The Wii cover. Incredible. Brian Johnson. Max, you want to... This is fun. Max, who was Brian Johnson the quarterback of?
No clue.
Who?
No clue.
Okay. Utah. He was on the cover of NCAA 10, too. I don't know how many versions NCAA 10 had. Matt Ryan was on the cover of the PlayStation 3 for NCAA Football 09. Reggie Bush, 07. I don't know why these aren't going in order. Desmond Howard was 06. Carson Palmer was 04. Joey Harrington, 03. Yeah, I still have a couple of these.
Yeah.
Not going to lie. Chris Winkie, 2002, PlayStation 2. I got it a couple feet away right here. He was on that one. Sean Alexander was it says Alabama quarterback Sean Alexander. I'm like, wait a second, he was not the quarterback. I don't even think he threw any halfback passes during this day, but he was on NCAA Football 2001. Ricky Williams, the cover of 2000. 1999, Charles Woodson. 1998, Danny Werfel. So, yeah, like every version except for like one only had one person on the cover. So, yeah.
I just thought the choice of players was interesting.
Yeah.
And I don't know how they came up with that.
I'll be buying Deluxe anyways. So
Max will be buying the Deluxe version. So
what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Come on.
Jesse says Chris is a legend. Yeah. Well, Chris, as he says here, is at the gym. He's got no time for fun. And he calls us sloths. So, yeah. If you think we're sloths now, wait until we get this game in our lives. Yeah.
Look at this. Online Dynasty.
Ooh, okay. Okay. All
Up
right.
the ante a little bit.
Now that makes it more exciting because then we can all get in on some. We can start our own Southeastern 14 online dynasty where you guys can pay a cover charge. We're not going to charge you as much as no, we're just kidding. We're not going to charge you. We may do something though where we can do an actual online dynasty up to 25 people. Ooh, maybe a little premium action for our members here at Southeastern 14. It just means more if you want to join. hit that join button, because guess what? You may get an opportunity to join in on our online dynasty, which would be a lot of fun. But we may limit that to our members only. So,
what's the date
yeah,
of this?
so-
What's the date of this release? The actual? Do we know the actual release date?
yeah, it's July 19th. But the deluxe version comes out on the 16th. So
Okay, so the 16th, give or take like 3-4 weeks after that, I'm not seeing sunlight.
32, not 25. 32.
32?
So,
Wow.
yeah. So I mean, we need the entire SEC, represented, 16, but then we got to find 16 other. So we may just cap it to 16, and say, hey, somebody gets a team, each one. We let people choose their teams, and then we get the leftovers. Oh boy, curious who I'm going to get. So Sam's demanding Sasquatch be in this game, and for those wondering,
Was he in the
Sasquatch
trailer?
is not a college not a college football player. He's a college basketball player. So yeah. Anyways, Zach Edey will not be in this game. Sam, you can create him if you want.
This is another question too. Cross-platform.
That's true. Surely it is, right? Come on, it's 2020.
Everything is nowadays,
Yeah.
right?
You got to be able to. You can't just have everybody on the same one. So, yeah, here you go. Drop the gamer tags. If you want to play, drop the gamer tags, and hey, we'll all get this going. So you guys check back in here. We'll get the details going on our online dynasty, our Southeastern 14 game nights, all this other stuff when we start doing this. But check back in, drop your gamer tags. We'll put them on a list. Yeah, actually, let's do that. So you guys, if you want to be part of this, if you're interested, we're not making it official yet, but if you want to get in on the action come July, put your gamer tags in the comments, and we will put them on a list, and we'll refer back and get everybody back in once we get closer to the actual release date. So
I'm gonna put my gamer tag in right now.
okay, Max is
Full story.
gamer.
It's iTabsy. Okay, now give me a second.
Yep.
It was originally Bar Tab because my last name's Barr, but then everyone just called me Tabs. And then I was playing Fortnite and messaged a kid that was a little bit better than me, and I got that account banned. So I had to make a new one.
Well, that's interesting. All right. Well, we know Max's gamer tag. If anybody else wants to drop theirs in there. All right, we're going to finish up with this. Sam, get out of here. It's not at Chris Lee Sucks. That's not your gamer tag, Sam. My goodness. That's not your gamer tag. Drop your gamer tags, everyone else. But we're going to finish with this. Okay, I'm going to tell you. So I know Auburn fans did not like my response to the play call on the 3rd and long earlier. But I'm going to tell you, the most memorable dynasty I've ever had, and this will make all the Alabama fans happy because they think that I'm an Auburn fan. We have fun with this, right, Max, during basketball. One day I'm an Auburn fan, one day I'm an Alabama fan. But I did a dynasty with Auburn. I want to say this was like 05, 6, 7, somewhere in there. And all I remember was went undefeated, actually made the playoff, didn't get screwed out of a playoff spot. Actually got a chance to go to the national championship, or actually it wasn't the playoff then, it was the national championship, and played Penn State in the championship.
Ooh.
So went undefeated, went on to play Penn State. They got up to a huge lead early. I outscored them, I don't know what it was, like 24-0 in the second half or something. Came back, sent the Nittany Lions on their way, won the national championship at the buzzer. That's how it all unfolded. Also, there's another year I had a Texas Tech dynasty. This was when Mike Leach was still there. I tried to replicate exactly what they did, and boy, I think I may have run the ball 4 times all year. I threw the ball on every single play, and I loved that at the time. And so I actually remember when I played USC in the national championship one year and ran them out of the building. Like, just they were done by the end of the first quarter. They could not take all the pass attempts that we were putting up at Texas Tech. So, national championship with Auburn, national championship with Texas Tech, and there you go.
Anything else?
So what you're saying, Max, is you have no national championships as a former NCAA football player.
Listen, we were we didn't have a lot of NIL at Binghamton. We were a little bit behind the 8 ball.
Well, there you go. So, all right, Chase. Anything else? The excitement's still brewing.
Yes, it is, and all my fellow college football fans, we're ready. We're ready to roll for this, and non-college football fans, video game fans, I know are excited too. But man, I'm fired up. That the trailer got me going.
I'm excited.
I'm gonna watch it when we get off. I'm watching that thing again.
Oh, I pulled up Twitter and someone had the video, and they're showing the crowd animations again. Like they're showing like Washington, it's pouring down rain. It looks spectacular. Texas A&M running onto the field, Oklahoma running onto the field. The one, I hate to say this, the one I thought was Kentucky was Duke. Boy, that's not going to sit well. I went by so fast. I wasn't paying attention. I was like, wait a second. I think it was actually Duke. So, anyways, but all right, guys, we had some fun with this. We figured we'd hop on and talk this game. Again, if you want to leave your gamer tag on the way out, do it, and we will put it on a list, and we'll have some fun with this. We will be doing some Southeastern 14 game nights. We'll be doing some live streams. And, of course, we also talk things that are not video games. We actually talk the game of football, which Chase has been doing quite a bit this offseason. So check out everything here on the channel. Check out all of our SEC basketball transfer stuff, baseball stuff as well. It's all here. And as always, we do appreciate you guys watching. And, Max, before we hop off, there's something I should probably do that I know I did not do earlier, and that is tell you about our friends at BetOnline. We'll see if Max can get crafty with his editing here to get this where it needs to be. But, of course, our friends at BetOnline, your number one source for all your summer sports this season, from MLB, golf. Anything going on in golf right now, Max?
No, I don't. I think it was a smooth morning.
Quiet day.
Yeah.
Pretty slow day in the golf world. NBA as well, NHL playoff stats, all the latest stats, news and scores available to follow your favorite teams. Get the latest odds and lines, including team matchups, player props, odds, arrest reports, just about every sport out there. It's all there. Head on over to BetOnline today. Get it on your mobile device. Get on the action. BetOnline, where the game starts. All right, guys. We appreciate you watching. Please ignore Sam's gamer tags in the comments. Hit subscribe and like on your way out, and we will have more EA Sports College Football 25 action coming soon. But check out everything else on the channel. Appreciate you watching. Talk to you again here soon. Southeastern 14.